Yo, welcome back to the Nasty Nate channel. We are out here putting the LBZ Duramax in the Yukon or the Suburban, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. We got the LBZ sitting here. We got the trans bolted to it. The transfer case is already taken off. So what I got today is two engine hoists. So the bigger one of the two I'm going to put on the motor. The smaller one I'm going to wrap a strap around the trans. And then we're gonna try to get it in here and probably need to cut some more exhaust off before I get under there. And then I unbolted the cross member, or whatever this is called, right here. So when we get the trans close enough, I can get the jack under here and put the jack under the trans so it doesn't, you know, tip straight down when we're trying to put this thing in and dump all the fluid everywhere. Probably gonna lose some fluid. That's okay. Planned on putting some more in anyway, or changing filters or any of that stuff, but that'll be after the fact. I just want to get this in there. We got my dude Big Mike with me. We got the single cab on the driveway, obviously in its little resting spot right now, but we got to show you Big Mike's truck because this thing is nasty. The GMC single cab on hostile sprockets, 20 by 12s. The thing looks good. Anyway, let's get to this motor. Jeez, this thing looks good in the driveway. Look better driving though. All right, we figured out that if I take this wheel off, I can get this engine hoist in sideways, which is gonna hold the trans up. So we literally just slid it under right here, and then hopefully we can run this one in sideways next to it. If we run it straight in, these legs are gonna hit those legs. So far so good, boys. I think this might work as long as this goes high enough. I'm kind of skeptical on that, but I'm gonna set you up for a little time lapse and we're gonna see what happens. All right, boys, we got an ice skating rink of trans fluid in here, but there she is, the trans under the truck. Big Mike, my dude Bailey, out here, we're pouring trans fluid everywhere, so that's gonna need some new fluid. Good thing it's red though, that's good, I guess. But let me see that flashlight. Oh yeah, we're real close on this motor mount. Needs to go, I don't know, a little bit more down, and this one's sitting pretty over here. Honestly, we might be able to throw some bolts in this before we move it again. Jeez! Motor is in there, boys. Suburban with an LBZ, check it out. All right, boys, I lost my hat. It's somewhere under there. Where's that flashlight? You got it again? Wow. Yeah. The bolts are through on the motor mounts right there. Unbelievable. It lined up literally first try. And then these bolts are threaded in, and I need to hit them with the, tighten them down, hit them with the wrench or socket. But that is unreal. Unreal. They lined up first try just because of Bailey and Big Mike. Definitely wasn't me. Let's find my hat. Need the Loud and Proud hat. Didn't win the first gen though. Anyway, we got the LBZ sitting in there. I guess I'm gonna leave the jack under the trans for now until I figure that out, because I don't really feel like doing that right now and I want to go to bed. But the motor's in there. Unbelievable. Stay tuned, we're gonna get the trans on something and we'll start to do some wiring or something like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but stay tuned, right? All right, guys, this is a big moment. We get to move the engine hoist. Got a little bit of a mess to clean up. The LBZ is sitting in there on its own weight, all bolted in. We're ready to start hooking some stuff up. I gotta figure out what I want to do first, so stay tuned. I'm stoked. We gotta order a few things. The oil fill tube I dented with the chain. I debated taking that off, but I didn't, and I guess we need to do another one. And I need to order this thing, whatever this is called. I broke that trying to get the fan off, pulling the motor on the donor truck, and ended up leaving the fan on, so I broke it for no reason. Just a few things to add to the order list. I had to unbolt the fuel filter housing with these two bolts back here because it was going to hit the AC. I don't know what that's called. I gotta figure out how to fix that. I think there are people online that have solutions for that. I just have not looked into that yet. I can honestly delete the filter housing because I have the lift pump, but I'll figure that out in the future. So I guess I can put the harness on and start going from there, figure out where the wiring is going to run up to the fuse box, and then we can start doing some interior stuff. So I'm going to figure out a game plan for this thing. I'll keep you guys updated. I want to keep this video rolling. And so the cool thing about owning the single cab LBZ is I can just sit right here, pop the hood, and figure out where stuff goes if I really need to. It's not going to be that complicated, I don't think, but that makes it super easy for me to figure out how to route wires or coolant lines or anything like that. That's really cool. So I've been looking at this thing. I think what I want to start to do is put this turbo piping on, and then I'll probably lay the harness on top of the motor and just start plugging that in, and then I'll go from there and then plug in the fuse box after. And I guess we'll go from there. This is kind of weird. The motor in the truck seems like it is further forward, like maybe not the turbo. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this firewall definitely comes further up here. It might just be further forward altogether because this brake booster or brake cylinder is touching this radiator hose, but if you come over here and look, this is definitely further back and there's plenty of clearance here. And then you can see this firewall doesn't look like it comes further up. Maybe it's the GMCs that do that, or it's the Suburban Yukon body. I'm not sure, and maybe that's why you have to do the 2-inch body lift in the front. But that definitely helped us getting this thing in, and you can just tell how much more room you have right here. Anyway, I'm going to look at my single cab LBZ to start doing this. Still trying to clean up the trans fluid from yesterday. Got this floor dry. Best way to get this stuff to work is stand here, get on top of it, grind it in there. I don't think this is going to be that hard. It's going to be, I labeled most of this. You can see all the yellow tape. And then I'll probably just lay it on top of the engine and kind of feed it through wherever it needs to go, and then start plugging stuff in. So really not too bad. The harness on this does look like a rat's nest, but it really isn't that bad. I mean, if you have a donor truck and you just label everything like I did here, I think it's going to go back together pretty simple. So let's do it. I laid the harness on this thing. It's honestly hard to tell. It kind of just blends in with all the other crazy stuff going on a Duramax engine. But we have the TCM and ECM connectors down here, and then the engine harness connectors up here, and then a lot of it runs into the fuse box. Haven't plugged anything in yet. Ran these wires that go to the alternator, the AC compressor, some of this stuff. There's a ground on the block. This goes to the starter. Then this line that goes down here goes to the trans. So I have it sitting here and I'm going to run it back through there probably tomorrow. I need to do a little bit more research on the transfer case because this is a transfer case swap on this truck. This is a different transfer case. The LBZs and the full-size trucks have a different transfer case. It's actually a lot better of a transfer case. But this harness was actually separate from the engine harness, and I thought it was kind of all one piece until I kind of unwound it from the rest of the mess. And on this side I have it labeled T-case, and on this side I have it labeled fuse box. But there are these connectors that look similar that come into the fuse box, but they do not connect to that. So I definitely need to do a little more research on the transfer case wiring and all that stuff. So hopefully that's not too hard, but I'm gonna go inside and do that. I think this is gonna be a wrap for this video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this whole series. We're really getting into this thing. I'm super stoked I got the motor in. Next video will probably be, wiring will be all done, and then we'll do the transfer case and the trans mount install, and then really all we need to do is finish up the interior bits like the cluster, the shifter, and the 4x4 switch. And then we just got to button this thing up, add fluids and stuff like that. So it seems crazy, but I don't think we are that far out on this thing. So make sure you stay tuned right here to Nasty Nate.